People has always been a big, large part of my passion in life. So anything I can do to make someone's life better, whether it's hold a door open or save a life or make a good cup of coffee, to me, it was always like bringing people together. Hi, I'm Rich Stone, the owner of Memoirs Coffee Roasters, as well as the head roaster.
So you say, wanna take me away.
Originally born in New Jersey, raised in South Florida, lived in Tennessee for a few years after I turned 18, and then moved out to California. Came home right at the beginning stages of the pandemic starting to start Memoirs Coffee Roasters.
Wanting to go down to San Diego.
So a lot of it was just working in the coffee industry and getting my start with Curry Green Mountain based out of Knoxville at that roasting facility. Working with processing coffee, understanding, the effects of coffee beans being roasted at different levels and things. And I actually didn't even start off as a roaster. I started off as a coffee processor, processing coffee and doing particle analysis and things. And then really just started diving in on my own at home and honing craft and understanding roasting and what's going on and the science behind it. And coffee is such a magical bean that brings people together everywhere from all different parts of the world, all the way to your local coffee shop. And there's so many hands going into that coffee that you're drinking in the morning that most people don't realize how many different hands and cultures and things that go into that history. I think that we in the United States sometimes take for granted.
If I forge memories and we sign our names, we'd be.
The whole reason we're called Memoirs Coffee Roasters is working in the industry. You get to see all sides of the supply chain from farm all the way to cup. And most people don't know some of these places are really, really poor places of the world. And also a lot of the times in certain areas, like constantly under warfare or things like that. So, being in a music background where I was playing in punk bands and hardcore bands, it was always about fighting for what's right for people and human rights. And so I think in coffee, I'm still doing that by the coffee in the bag is the memoir. I'm connecting consumer and origin and bringing them together. So what's very important for me is when I roast a cup of coffee or a batch of coffee, is I'm representing that culture, that farm, that family. And so it's up to me to best represent that of what they're bringing. So that way they can be successful. People will, continue to buy those coffees and they're able to get a fair price for their crop through the importers I use. So it's that way we're helping origin, even on a small level. You're still able to do a part, even if it's a little bit, towards what your goal is. And then, of course, as we get bigger, we'll do more and more in the culture side of it, but as well as our local communities here in Knoxville. So.